Salutations and good morrow, everyone, and welcome back to another Smalland Dev Diary. Today we're going to be going over the Dev Diary number 3, where this is going to be talking about the world of Smallands. Now, in this video, we're going to be watching over Kevin's Dev Diary that he gives on Smalland, going over a couple things, pausing the video, breaking down some of the things that we're seeing, and talking about things that I'm excited about and linking it back to the other Dev Diaries that we've gone through already. So let's hop in, let's listen to what Kevin's got to say about the world of Smalland.
Hey everyone, we have another Smalland update for you. We put a poll on Twitter and you voted to hear more about the world of Smalland. So, what this means is, Smalland is a survival game with mechanics that you'd expect, but we want to go into some of the things that make it more unique. Now this isn't just the perspective, but it's how we've designed the world from the very ground up. We want to show off one of the most important aspects, the perspective in Smalland. In order to do that, we're going to go behind the scenes and look at some of the early level designs. Some of the things we're working on right now, it's kind of secret, and we don't want to show that until it's ready. But these areas are going to help to explain how we're building Smalland.
Okay, so what I want to point out here, guys, is a couple things. One is where it says disclaimer in the bottom. It's kind of hard to read because of the red bar from the video, but it does state that this is a representation of early gameplay. Okay, this is early. This is not what it's going to finally look like. Obviously, the blocky texture on the trees is not what it's going to finally look like. But what I'd like to add is the first thing that we kind of rolled up on here was a giant bridge, right? If you guys see, it looks like a giant bridge, but it's actually just a normal human-sized bridge that has actually been overgrown. He's going to go on to talk a little bit more about this in the future, but let's talk about some of the things that we see right here, right now. Right underneath me, you'll see that you have a stamina, food, and drink bar, okay, and what looks to be like a temperature bar, this blue one down in the bottom, that tells you what your temperature maybe would be in the game. I know that they talked about adding seasons to this game, so there's a very good chance that that is going to play a large part. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is that coming up here, they did say that everything going forward is actually secretive, so that's why that this looks so rough, because the actual game is not this rough. It has to say secret, obviously, because the game is not ready for release yet, but they want to get us excited by showing us some stuff that they were working on a long time ago, which is why this looks so choppy and why it looks so kind of blocky and not really completed all the way. But you'll see right away that your character is very, very small in a human world. Okay, so let's continue here
behind the scenes and look at
go back to where we were
right now. It's kind of
all
secret.
Right. So right up here, we can already see that there is a giant, what looks to be wasp that comes up on us, a giant wasp that comes up on us. I know that there's an actual set of gear that we're going to be able to get here. We can see them better right here above my giant head. Is that there's an actual wasp in here, and this already looks fantastic. Okay, this wasp looking area, it says fighting. I don't know why it says fighting up here, but it does say fighting. I don't know if that's just like for them to see that it's now in fighting mode or what have you, but it is obviously, even in this early game stage, this wasp looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm very excited to see, maybe it's a hornet. I'm not a bug guy. I don't really know what the technical term for what these would be, but it looks like a bee. It looks like a wasp to me, or a hornet, and it definitely looks like it wants to hurt you, and your character does not look like that they're ready to face off against this thing. But looking at the sheer size you are, I'm loving the size that you already are in this game. You look a little bit bigger than you would be in like Grounded, but enough about Grounded. Let's continue watching the video.
Some of the areas
it is
are
wasp.
wild and overgrown,
Okay.
while
And you
in
saw it
other
try to
areas,
sting you.
It's been abandoned and it feels empty. Here we can see an abandoned playground. These are places you can relate to as a regular sized human, but it's much more fun to explore when you're Smalland sized.
Okay, before we go on to what we're seeing here, which I'm very excited about, let's talk about this playground, okay? One thing that they pointed out is that there's going to be areas that are really foresty, and then there's areas that are going to be broken down and abandoned, okay? So something happened to get these things abandoned. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you're just in like a nuclear fallout zone, maybe not. If you're in like a zone that maybe people just moved away from, migrated away from. All this is all possibility, all speculation on what the actual story is going to be around the larger folk, let's just say, in the game. But look at the playground already. And this is just one point. Okay, we've already seen a forest, we've seen a bridge, we've seen a playground, we've seen people running over and doing all sorts of different things inside of a world that is just in small little video clips, right? I mean, we've literally had like seconds of video clips of different world pieces, assets in this game. This world is going to be absolutely massive of Smalland, so I'm very excited about this. Let's continue watching a little bit further.
Height is really important to us in creating Smalland. Exploration is a key focus. So you're not only discovering...
Okay, before we listen to what else he's got to say, I'll start it over so you guys can listen to everything that he's saying. I want to point out a couple things. One, you are very obviously on some sort of counter here inside of a house. I'm going to point it out that it's really rough right now, I know, but like I said, very, very early gameplay. This is not what it's actually going to look like. This is very early. But it's this structure right here that I can see. Okay, this looks like an animation of somebody that's going to be a lot larger than your character in Smalland, aka I believe that there's actually going to be a human walking around. And what gets me super excited about seeing this is the fact that we actually are going to be allowed to go inside of houses. Maybe just one house, maybe it's an apartment, I'm not really sure. But just looking at what we have here, we have plates, we have cups, we have bowls. Looks like this is going to be sugar cubes right here for maybe some tea. So it could be an English setting, I'm not sure. It could be in Asia. I don't know. But there is a sugar and tea set that's here. Very interested in that. And then just looking around generally, it looks like that you're going to be just in a giant house. Now I'm going to start over this disclaimer part where he's talking. We're going to let him finish talking all the way through, and then we'll comment a little bit more.
When you're Smalland sized, height is really important to us in creating Smalland. Exploration is a key focus. So you're not only discovering resources and creatures, but also exploring strange, fun and sometimes dangerous areas. The danger should be apparent to look at. You should know when you're crossing into an area unprepared. Because
Okay, before we let him continue talking about exploration, two things. One, he said that there is going to be a lot of exploration in this game, which I'm excited about because exploration is a huge part of what gets me so excited about Smallands, and he's literally committing to there's going to be a lot of it. And I'm very excited about that because I really am excited to see all of the exploration points that could come out in this game. Look, I mean, you're literally jumping into a giant sewer grate right here, maybe inside of a house, maybe this is a bathroom, I'm not sure, maybe it's just a sewer. But the second thing I want to talk about is look at this glider. Okay, even in a very, very rough state in the game, this glider is absolutely gorgeous, and it actually unfolds when you're pulling it out. See, look, because it unfolds when you're dropping down somewhere, maybe an activation. So really excited about this. This shows the ingenuity of being able to craft in this game and using different items in the environment to create different things that are going to help you through the game. Let's continue to listen to what Kevin has to say.
Exploration is so important. It's paramount that these dangers are visually clear. And these dangerous locations are worth exploring to find little areas hidden away that can sometimes hold secrets or rewards. Some of the areas are designed around a specific creature, but then again...
Okay, so I know I'm pausing again already. They talked about exploration, which is great, but one of the things I want to point out here is if you look at the video, it's actually raining right now in-game. And this is an early rendition, and you can see that it's raining. You can see how big the water drops are in comparison to your character. It really gives you that feel of being out in the forest with rain and with it coming down, trying to avoid it with your character. Maybe it's going to be coming down in large splashes. I'm not sure. This looks to be a giant anthill of some kind, maybe. You would suggest that maybe there'd be ants around if it was an anthill, but let's all remember that this is an early access part of the game, so let's not get too excited about not seeing ants around. Let's continue.
Again, things will change per season. Where creatures spawn and where resources grow, and even the layout of some of these can change per season.
Hello, Ladybug.
The areas that have been left to grow, untouched by a human hand for a very long time, are now more wildly overgrown and rich in resources. Some of the others are more desolate and bare, and very dangerous to cross. And these are two very stark contrasts. But why are they like this? Now, this is part of the overarching plot of Smalland.
So what he said there, more or less, to break it down, is that there is a couple different types of environments inside of Smalland. There's going to be like a rural-ish area that hasn't been touched by human hands in a very long time, and it's going to be like a foresty area. You saw a ladybug there running around. That was awesome. You can see that their emotions change depending on how close you get to them. Maybe they get scared or curious, which I'm really excited about. But the other thing he was talking about is like a desolate area that's been abandoned. Okay, now that could be, and they said it's going to be very dangerous. Now this could be somewhere where like maybe there's radiation of some sort, maybe there's some kind of fallout, maybe there's going to be some sort of, you know, larger animals that will be able to see you because you won't be hidden in grass and stuff like that. So you could be picked up by like a bird. I know that there's a bird that's coming into this game, but you'll see that your size difference in comparison to a game like Grounded that we have already, you are going to be quite bigger than what you would be in that character because you saw the size of the ladybug in comparison to your character. So I'm pretty excited about that. How you're going to fit into an anthill will still be a little bit unknown to me. But still, this is pretty cool already, and I'm really, really excited about what we've seen so far. Let's continue watching out to the end of the video, and we'll chit-chat a little bit more.
Not necessarily something that ties into quests and the lore, but instead something that will be hopefully covered by the players. But that's a story for another day. Hopefully this has given you some insight into what we're doing. We'll keep giving you updates and let you know what we're working on. In the meantime, don't forget to wishlist us on Steam and get involved in the Discord. Thanks for all the fan content that's been coming in. That's been great. So until next time, take care and stay safe.
So what he was talking about there at the end of it is that there is actually lore, quests, and an overarching story that's going to be coming to the game. I'm assuming that's going to be around what happened, where you're going, and stuff like that. We've talked about in the past that the actual story of Smalland is that you're going to be coming out of the underground and trying to re-inhabit some sort of area for your race of fairy-type people. So, really excited about that. Every single one of these dev diaries gets me a little bit more excited about this game already. I will tell you that I've seen some really awesome things over on the Discord, so I suggest you guys go over to their Discord and check that out. You guys can find that Discord by going to their Twitter. And also, guys, make sure you do go wishlist this game on Steam. It really does help the people know, the developers know how quickly and how many people are going to be playing. It'll help with server sizes and everything like that because there will be multiplayer. So guys, I would implore all of you guys to go out, check out all this information, and enjoy hanging out with Kev, Danny, and all the other wonderful developers that hang out in their Discord as well. And thank you guys so much for watching this video, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you guys never miss any awesome videos. And also, we'll be going over all the dev diaries that come out and breaking them down like this in the future, just like the last one and going forward. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.